So first, I just want to talk about your experience on American Ninja Warrior, and you're definitely one of the most seasoned veterans in the sport. So what has your journey been like for you all the way back when you first started competing on American Ninja Warrior?
Okay. So my experience has been, I guess, pretty calm compared to most people. Um, I guess when I started, it was, I basically kind of fell into it. I didn't even try out that hard, and I just happened to get on. How that all happened was, I started taking parkour classes when I graduated college and started working. About 6 months later, I ended up getting invited to a local competition at the parkour gym, and I got first place. So
Mm-hmm.
they said go, or the first place prize is a sponsored trip to LA to try out for this TV show, and I had no idea what it was at the time. But anyway, I drove down with the guys and tried out, and I got on the show and did really well. So ever since then, Ninja Warrior has been calling me back to have me on the show.
Mm-hmm. What gym was that?
I train at Apex Movement. They have a
Mm-hmm.
number of gyms around. There's I think three of them in Colorado and one in San Francisco.
Right. So what's the biggest piece of information in Ninja Warrior that the general public is not aware of simply from watching the show?
Probably the amount of time it takes to actually film it all. So in the Denver regional this year, um, they start filming probably around 9:30 p.m. So once it's dark, and then it goes all the way till like they were scrambling for time. So the last person ran at like 4:30 or 5 a.m. when the sun was coming up.
So describe the feeling of each tournament, the lights, excitement, nervousness, the intensity of it all. So for those of us who sit and watch the show dreaming to be competing, what's it like to actually be there?
It's pretty exciting, but there's a lot of downtime. So as the production, sets up cameras and gets everything ready, we're just kind of hanging around. So I get to either take a nap in a sleeping bag or whatever. But once the show starts getting going, it's actually really fun because you get to see, all the different competitors. They run like 125 people through the course,
Mm-hmm.
and so you watch them all. So that gets pretty exciting. And then there's people in the stands cheering, and occasionally, like one of the producers will come on a speakerphone and like have us cheer or something like that.
Now going into AW 3, your girlfriend was the victim of a tragic hiking accident. What did that do to your emotional game when it came to competing?
Obviously, it affected me, but I don't think it affected my performance. Because I was basically, kind of my whole life got derailed, and so Ninja Warrior was the one thing I could just say, this is the same. This will keep me on track.
Mm-hmm.
So I was to go at it, with all my heart and all my best physical ability to try and you know just I guess I've always said this, but I always like getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Getting farther than I did the year before.
So would you say this show has actually gone so far as had an impact on you emotionally, kind of in addition to just with the whole fun of the show itself?
Yeah, I mean I invest a fair amount of time and effort into the show, and like going to all these events and the tryouts and finals. I meet a lot of people, and like half the guys on the show now are my good close friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to watch them compete, and that's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch them be. So yeah, I would definitely say it's affected my life for sure. And I definitely have an emotional attachment to it now.
Now, unlike most competitors, your occupation is a software engineer, which you wouldn't really think plays into Ninja Warrior training as much. So, how does it affect your training? Are you still able to maintain a level of fitness and physical training as well?
Yeah, definitely. If I wasn't, I probably wouldn't be very good on the show.
Yeah.
But I think my level of training, the amount of training I need to do to stay fit is a lot less than most people. So a lot of guys on the show are like gym owners or, they do some sort of stunt work or, they're generally very active, or if they're not, they spend a lot of time training it anyway.
Hmm.
Um, spend like 3 days a week, like an hour and a half each day training, and that's about it.
Right. So you've also competed on USA versus Japan. And tell me about your experience there. What's it like to compete against these Japanese Sasuke legends?
That was definitely exciting, and I had seen them before in Japan when I was there,
Hmm.
um, but it was actually kind of sad for I think all of the American competitors because we did so well and they did so bad,
Right.
and we knew we could have done better. It was just like they were mentally not prepared, I guess, because they've had the
Hmm.
much better runs than all of us. Like some of them have done it for 13 years, I think, and UG's won it twice. And we kind of expected them to put on a fierce battle, but they ended up making really stupid mistakes, which was kind of a bummer because we wanted to see them at their peak.
Right. And that level of mutual camaraderie, even in competition, I think was definitely unique that you guys were rooting each other on together, even while competing. So,
Yeah, and one of the big things about the Ninja Warrior is it's not about me versus you.
mhm,
It's all versus the course. It's all the Mount Midoriyama. It's like we're trying to get to the top, so we're gonna you know encourage everybody to get there.
right. Now, your nickname is Mr. Consistency, considering you've always been successful on the course year after year. Do you think that'll hold up this season?
I'm doing. I think it'll do pretty good. I mean, I've seen a number of the courses before, so I have the experience to try and get through all the obstacles, and a good chance. And I train parkour, which keeps me very light on my feet. So if even if I slip or make a mistake, I can probably recover.
Right. Do you find that training specifically with parkour means you have a weaker upper body, as some of the announcers of the show have kind of mentioned?
Um, well, I do. I don't only train parkour. I
Mhm.
train rock climbing twice a week, so I definitely have an advantage over a lot of the parkour guys who don't train as
Right.
heavy upper.
So you have like
But
that whole cross training background.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
So,
I have kind of best of both worlds. I have the strength from climbing as well as the agility from parkour.
right. As a veteran, what would you say is like the number one tip that you've learned over the years?
Um, Probably just go visualizing. So once you're there, like you see the course and you don't really get a chance to try any of the obstacles. That's another thing viewers might not know is like once you're on the course, that's your first time there.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never done it before, you haven't touched any of the obstacles. You don't know what they feel like, how fast they move, how wide the distance is. You just have to guess and go. So for me, it's watching other competitors and see what works well for them, and then just kind of making a game plan, like seeing myself, visualizing myself going through the course and what I plan to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I have for you. If there's anything you'd like to add, or feel free.
That's it.
All right. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. And
Yeah, sure.
good
Welcome.
luck this season.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.